Good evening and welcome to Jeevan's News at 8. I'm Harsha. First, take a look at the top stories of the day. Kodiyeri vehemently criticizes CPM, staying away from cabinet meet unusual. CPI defense move through Janayugam editorial. Kottakambu land encroachment, Revenue Minister gives clean chit to Joyce George. Will re-examine Devikulam sub-collector's order. Vishnu Pranay case. Supreme Court drags government. Supreme Court dismisses P. Krishnadasan's plea. Seeks report from government. PADMAVATI ROW Karni Sena threatens to cut Deepika Padukone's nose. Release co-serious law and order issues, says UP government. Revamped ISL set for kick-off in Kochi. ATK face Kerala Blasters in opener. India-Sri Lanka match called off due to bad light. Now the news in detail. The CPM Politburo meet has severely criticized the CPI for boycotting the cabinet meet on Wednesday over the Thomas Chandy issue. CPM's available Politburo, which met in Delhi, lashed out at the CPI after bashing from taking part in the cabinet meet.
Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan accused the CPI of violating the decency of coalition politics. The Politburo has entered CPM State Secretary Kodiyeri Balakrishnan to give a fitting reply to CPI. The PB was erected by the CPI actions of boycotting the cabinet even though a platform was available to raise criticism. In a press meet immediately after the cabinet meeting, Chief Minister Pinarayi said CPI's decision to stay away from the cabinet meeting as usual. The LDF had entered Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan to take action regarding Thomas Chandy's resignation. The NCP leadership has sought more time from the Chief Minister during the discussion with him. However, the Chief Minister did not allow more time. Pinarayi alleged that the meeting that even though the CPI was aware of all these matters, it boycotted the meeting. 6 leaders including Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan participated in the available Politburo meeting held at Delhi. General Secretary Sitaram Yechuri did not participate in the meeting. News Desk, Jeevan.
Adding fuel to fire in the ongoing controversy of alliance partner CPI's decision to stay away from Wednesday's cabinet meeting, where tainted NCP Minister Thomas Chandy was present. CPM State Secretary Kodiyeri Balakrishnan on Thursday flared the smaller party and asked it to re-ins protest.
CPI ministers E. Chandrasekharan, V.S. Sunilkumar, K. Raju and P. Thilothaman did not attend the cabinet meeting on Wednesday, as per a party directive asking them not to attend the cabinet meeting if Chandy facing encroachment allegations was present. Terming CPI's action as immature, Kodiyeri said they were trying to bask in the glory of Thomas Chandy's resignation and put the blame on others. This is not how an alliance works. However, the CPI retorted that it did not want any glory over Chandy's resignation.
November 15ന്റെ മന്ത്രിസഭാ യോഗത്തിൽ നിന്നും CPI പ്രതിനിധികൾ വിട്ടുനിന്ന നടപടി അസാധാരണവും ഒരിക്കലും സംഭവിക്കാൻ പാടില്ലാത്തതുമായിരുന്നു. മുന്നണി സംവിധാനത്തിൽ പ്രശ്നങ്ങൾ കൈകാര്യം ചെയ്യാൻ ഇത്തരം നിലപാടാണോ സ്വീകരിക്കേണ്ടത് എന്ന് CPI നേതൃത്വം ആലോചിക്കണം.
The CPI's approach is a violation of coalition principles. They should have informed the CM of their decision in advance. If somebody thinks that it was CPI stands that resulted in Chandy's resignation, they cannot be blamed. The CPI wished to claim the credit. The delay in submission of resignation was quite natural, Kodiyeri explained. Issues. The CPI and CPM adopt stances on issues on the basis of pan-India perspectives. I don't think the present difference will destroy the alliance, he said. News Desk, Jeevan.
Opposition leader Ramesh Chennithala has said that CPI leaders must resign from Pinarayi Vijayan's cabinet. He said that CPI leaders kept away from the cabinet meeting the other day because they have lost their confidence in Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan. He also added that the state is now going through an administrative crisis.
മുഖ്യമന്ത്രി പറഞ്ഞാൽ കേൾക്കാത്ത മന്ത്രിമാർ, മന്ത്രിമാർ പറഞ്ഞാൽ കേൾക്കാത്ത മുഖ്യമന്ത്രി, ഇതുപോലെ ഭരണത്തിൽ ഒരു അനിശ്ചിതത്വം നമ്മൾ ഇതുവരെ കണ്ടിട്ടില്ല. മന്ത്രിമാരിൽ മുഖ്യമന്ത്രിക്ക് വിശ്വാസമില്ലെങ്കിൽ ആ മന്ത്രി തുടരുന്നത് നിയമപരമായി തന്നെ തെറ്റാണ്. തോമസ് ചാണ്ടിയുടെ കാര്യത്തിൽ മുഖ്യമന്ത്രിയുടെ മുഖം നഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. മുഖ്യമന്ത്രി ഏറ്റവും ദുർബലനായ ഒരു ഭരണാധികാരിയാണ് എന്ന് ഇന്നലെ തെളിയിച്ച ഒരു സംഭവമാണ്.
CPI leader and minister P. Thiruvananthapuram has remarked that there will not be any partialities between CPI and CPM in consideration of Thomas Chandi's issue. Partialities are based on political influence and togetherness has lost in cabinet is a false makeup of the media. He reacted while talking to the media at Kozhikode.
ഇടതുപുരന്റെ തീരുമാനപ്രകാരമാണ് അത് ചെയ്തത്. ഒരു പാർട്ടിക്കെന്ന് പറയാനില്ല. ഈ കൂട്ടുത്തരവാദിത്വം നഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടു എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു വിമർശനം അങ്ങനെയൊന്നുമില്ല. വെറുതെ മാധ്യമ സൃഷ്ടിയാണ്. ഞങ്ങൾ വളരെ യോജിച്ച് ഐക്യത്തോടെ തന്നെ പോകും.
Close on the heels of Thomas Chandi's resignation, Revenue Minister E. Chandrasekharan has directed Alappuzha District Collector T.V. Anupama to take urgent action on the land encroachment issues connected with Thomas Chandi.
Thomas Chandi has created hindrance to the Revenue Department's functioning while he was continuing as Minister. The Revenue Minister has issued the direction as there is no hindrance now. The directions include restoring the land filled by Thomas Chandi to its original state. After submitting his resignation, Thomas Chandi had said that there were several mistakes in the report submitted by Alappuzha District Collector. The mistakes happened due to the haste in submitting the report. The mistakes are unforgivable. I will approach the Supreme Court against the High Court's remarks and I will file a case in the Supreme Court on Thursday. If the Supreme Court removes the High Court's remarks, I will once again take the oath as Minister, Thomas Chandi said in a press conference at his house in Alappuzha. News Desk, Jeevan.
CPI, the second largest partner in the ruling CPIM-led LDF in the state, Thursday said an extraordinary situation forced the party to take the unusual step of skipping the cabinet meeting over the Thomas Chandi resignation issue. CPI ministers E. Chandrasekharan, V.S. Sunilkumar, K. Raju and P. Thiruvananthapuram did not attend the cabinet meeting yesterday as per the party directive asking them not to attend the cabinet meet if Chandi took part. Chandi, who was facing encroachment charges, resigned yesterday after the cabinet meeting. Extraordinary situation forced the party to take such an unusual step with good knowledge that it was an unprecedented action, CPI State Secretary Kanam Rajendran said in an editorial in the party organ Janayugam Daily, a day after Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan described the partners' move as unprecedented. The land encroachment allegations brought to the forced differences in the ruling LDF with CPI asking its four ministers to stay away from a cabinet meeting held earlier if Chandi attended it. In the meanwhile, CPI leader and State Law Minister A.K. Balan today said that a CPI minister's actions was not the right step. Referring to Pinarayi Vijayan's remark that the CPI minister's action was unprecedented, Rajendran said the party was fully aware that it was an unusual step and it led to expected result in the politics. Pinarayi Vijayan had stated that CPI's actions was unprecedented and which should not have happened. It has become clear that Chandi attending the cabinet meet was in violation of the constitution and democratic ethics, and this had resulted in the party taking a decision to keep away from the same, Rajendran said. The CPI leader also reminded that people voted LDF to power after witnessing the corruption and degradation in political values and misuse of power by the Congress-led UDF government. News Desk, Jeevan. Munnar will once again become a hot topic of debate with the CPM and CPI locking horns over illegal encroachments in the high-range region. Revenue Minister E. Chandrasekharan has said that Joyce George MP is not an encroacher and added that the latter has not encroached any land in Kottakambu village in Vattavada Panchayat.
The face-off between the LDF allies has been triggered by the cancellation of title deed of 20 acres of land held by Idukki MP Joyce George in Kottakampur. The latest news is that CPM has reconstituted the old Munnar Protection Committee SAN. CPI. The new committee will be headed by the CPS S. Rajendran MLA. The Munnar Samrakshana Samiti was formed in 2007 following the land encroachment row. All political parties were members of the Samiti when it was formed. CPI Idukki District Secretary K.K. Shivaraman said no talk were held with the party over reconstituting the Samiti and that he finds no need for it in the present situation. After the cancellation of Joyce George MP's title deed, the Revenue Department had board in a rule making the department's NCU mandatory for constructing of buildings in several taluk in Idiki. It also to issue notice to violate of this rule. Later, resort owner and members of Vyapari Vyavasai Ekopana Samiti in the region revamped the old committee with the support of the CPM. On November 21, the committee also planned to call for a hartal in some taluk in Idukki. CPM and Revenue Department, headed by CPI Minister, had a stand over the land deals of S. Rajendran during the tenure of Sri Rama Venkatraman as a Devikulam sub-collector. News Desk, Jeevan.
Revenue Minister E. Chandrasekharan has denied the protest of CPM, which is going to take place at Munnar. Minister has also said that actions or punishments will never process against the farmers. Anyone can make protests and can go with strikes. And in the meanwhile, actions against Thomas Chandy's issue will be continued, he added.
സമരം ഹർത്താലൊക്കെ എല്ലാവർക്കും നടത്താം. റവന്യൂ ഒരിക്കലും കർഷക വിരുദ്ധമാവില്ല. അത് അവരോട് ചോദിച്ചു നോക്ക്. അവരോട് ചോദിച്ചു. അതൊക്കെ നിയമപരമായി നടക്കേണ്ട പോലെ നടക്കും.
Minister for Welfare of SC, ST and BC, A.K. Balan, has said that it was not appropriate for the CPI to have stayed away from the cabinet meeting that convened the other day. He said that CPI stayed away from a cabinet meeting that took crucial decisions and it was not appropriate for the CPI to have boycotted such an important meeting for any reason.
അതിനേക്കാളും അപ്പുറമുള്ളൊരു അഭിപ്രായം ഞങ്ങൾക്കില്ല. സാധാരണ നിലയിൽ ഒരു കൂട്ടുത്തരവാദിത്വത്തിന് നിരക്കാത്തതാണ് എന്ന സന്ദേശമാണ് അതിൻ്റെ ഭാഗമായിട്ട് പുറത്തു വന്നിട്ടുള്ളത്. അത് ഒഴിവാക്കേണ്ടതായിരുന്നു. കാരണം ചാണ്ടി പ്രശ്നത്തിൽ ഇടതുപക്ഷ ജനാധിപത്യ മുന്നണിക്കും CPM-നും വ്യക്തമായിട്ടുള്ള ധാരണ ആദ്യം തന്നെ ഉണ്ട്. അത് CPI-ക്കും അറിയാം. അതിൻ്റെ ഭാഗമായിട്ടാണ് കഴിഞ്ഞ 13-ാം തീയതി LDF ചേർന്നതിന് ശേഷം വളരെ സംതൃപ്തിയോടുകൂടി CPI-യുടെ സംസ്ഥാന സെക്രട്ടറി സഖാവ് കാനൻ രാജേന്ദ്രൻ അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ പ്രതികരണം രേഖപ്പെടുത്തിയത്.
The Supreme Court of India today dismissed Nehru Group Chairman P. Krishnadas' plea seeking relaxation in his bail condition. The Apex Court refused to grant permission to visit Kerala.
The court observed that Krishnadas, accused in Jishnu Pranoy case, may influence the witness and mislead the case. The court asked him not to move from Coimbatore till the completion of hearing in Safir Shaukat Ali case. Krishnadas has moved the Supreme Court seeking relaxation in his bail conditions and said that he needs to visit his ailing mother in Kerala. But the court identified that medical certificate produced by him need more clarity. He had produced a medical certificate issued from the hospital owned by him. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court removed the reference made by High Court on Jishnu Pranoy case. The state government has filed a petition regarding this in the Supreme Court. The Apex Court removed the reference, including abetment to suicide. The court observed that reference were unnecessary. News Desk, Jeevan.
Shine shines in Sabarimala.
ശരണവഴിയെ brought to you by
കളർ മങ്ങാതെ വാഹനങ്ങൾ വൃത്തിയാക്കാം ലേക്ക് റോൾ കാർ ഷാംപൂ. വാഹനങ്ങൾ എന്നും പുതിയതുപോലെ.
With chants of Swami Sharanamayappa, the 2-month-long famed Sabarimala pilgrimage season opened in the wee hours of Thursday as thousands stood in the queue to have the first darshan.
At 3 a.m., the temple tantri, other priests and the temple authorities were presented when the sanctum sanctorum was opened. After the initial praise that hollowed 18 steps and leads to the sanctum sanctorum was through open to the crowding pilgrims who loudly chanted in favor, Swamiye Ayyappa. The temple, which bars the entry of women who have attained the puberty, is accessible only on the fort from Pamba. even pilgrims carrying with him/her a kit on their head during pilgrimage. Without this, no one is allowed to go up the holy 18 steps to the Sannidhanam. Like in the previous season, pilgrims can book the darshana online through the temple website. Jeevan News, Pathanamthitta.
ശരണവഴിയെ ബ്രോട്ട് യു ബൈ കളർ മങ്ങാതെ വാഹനങ്ങൾ വൃത്തിയാക്കാം ലേക്ക് റോൾ കാർ ഷാംപൂ. വാഹനങ്ങൾ എന്നും പുതിയതുപോലെ.
Shri Revamped Karni Sena, which has called for Bharat Bandh on December 1 against the release of director Sanjay Leela Bhansali's controversial movie Padmavati, has now threatened actress Deepika Padukone, who plays the titular role of Queen Padmavati in the movie. Shri Revamped Karni Sena Chief Logendra Singh Kalvi has slammed nationally Deepika Padukone for her remarks that the country is becoming regressive.
The period drama set in the 14th century has enraged the Rajput group who want the film to be banned for allegedly disrespecting the sentiments of the community. The state government, led by right-wing Bharatiya Janata Party, facing an election next year, has thrown its weight behind the caste group that holds considerable political and social clout. Some lawmakers have requested the federal government to ban the film, while the main opposition Congress party has been equivocal in its stand. Lokendra Singh Kalvi Karni Sena warned the makers of Padmavati that some more trouble is ahead of them. The leader said that those who haven't read history cannot make a film on the Rajput queen. He also threatens to attack Deepika Padukone and chop her nose. He alleges underworld don Dawood Ibrahim is secretly funding the film all the way from Dubai. He says the film is made on a budget of Rs 200 crore but wasn't affected by demonetization at all. Revealing his plans about the future, he also says more such rallies will be held across states in the country. Gurgaon, Bhopal, Patna and Bhubaneswar are a few places the Sena plans to stage protest in. The leader has also appealed to Prime Minister Narendra Modi to block the release of the film and threatens arson if the film is released. He says theatre owners in Rajasthan have already picked sides and will not be screening the film in the halls. National Desk, Jeevan.
After the Election Commission barred the Bharatiya Janata Party in poll-bound Gujarat from targeting Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi as Papu, the ruling party has decided to do away with the word in his campaign. Instead, the BJP has decided to target Rahul Gandhi as Yuvraj.
In a new video released by BJP, the word Yuvraj has been used in the clear reference of Gandhi's icon. After getting the note from the EC to use the Yuvraj, a video with the word was posted by the Gujarat BJP on its Facebook page. The video shows BJP and Congress supporters mocking each other with posters. The Election Commission has barred the ruling BJP from using the word Papu in the electronic advertisement, calling it derogatory. Papu is perceived as a social media slur icon to target Gandhi. Confirming the development, sources in the BJP had said that the script of the advertisement did not link the word to any individual. According to BJP source, the media committee under the Gujarat Chief Electoral Officer objected to the word mentioned in the script of the advertisement, which was submitted by the party for approval last month. The BJP and the opposition Congress had been targeting each other's leaders by putting up mopping advertisement on social media with a growing frequency. Gujarat is going to polls on 9th and 14th December. National Desk, Jeevan.
The High Court on Wednesday struck down the decision of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting to deny censorship exemption to documentary films which were barred from the screening of 10th International Documentary Short Film Festival of Kerala in June. The court, which cleared the two movies March and March, the bearable being of the likeness for screening, refused to clear the censor ban on the shade of Valentina. the documentary on Kashmir, tracing its way through the life of young artists who are students at the Kashmir University. It talks about art as catharsis and resistance in the Strife-Down Valley. It's been 37 years since Master Chief Petty Officer Krishnan Nair of the Indian Navy, or Jayan as we know him, left for his celestial action. Jayan was the first phenomenon of Malayalam cinema.
Not Sati, not Prem Nasir, Jayan brought machismo into vogue and the spotlight in Malayalam cinema. And even the timing was perfect. He rolled for the full 4 years with 150 odd films through the Kitski loud race in 80s and went out on a blaze of glory. Jayan was born in Kollam, Travancore, as the first child of his father, Thevalli Kottaram Vittil Madhavan Pillai, and mother Bharati Amma. His birth name was Krishnan Nair. Malayalam actor Jaya Bharati, who was his first cousin, introduced him to the film industry. His first accolades for his acting skills reached him when he was a naval sailor. The name Jayan was given to him by veteran Malayalam actor Jose Prakash on the sets of Shaba Moksham. Jayan started his career by acting in minor roles, starting with Shaba Moksham. Jayan got his first major break appearing as a villain character in Panjami, playing the role of a forest ranger.
Maybe we are poor, coolies, trolley pullers, but we are not beggars. You enjoy this status in life because of our certain blood. Let it be the last time. If you dare to say that word once more, I will pull out your bloody tongue.
With Tacholi Ambu, he was being recognized as hero material, and if you watch the movie, you know that the rest of the crew paled around a sheer screen presence. Sadly, he wasn't so lucky the second time around where he other streaks on a windy, searing hot afternoon at the wastelands of Sholavaram as the crew filmed the climax of Kolilakam, crashing down with the helicopter that he was trying to vault up to from a moving motorbike. The saddest part was the director had canned the shot the second time around, but Jayan wasn't satisfied and went for take 3. News Desk, Jeevan.
The police probe team, led by Director General of Police Rajesh Devan, formed to further probe the Kerala Solar scam, has decided to not just base its investigation on a 2013 letter by main accused Sarita Nair, who has made serious allegations of corruption and sexual exploitation against a number of Congress leaders.
The police team held a first-round meeting and informed State Police Chief Loknath Behra that they should tread cautiously on allegations levelled in the letter, including against former Chief Minister Umman Chandi, according to police sources in the know. Senior Congress leader Benny Banan, whose name figures in the Solar Scam report, told IANS that anyone who knows politics knows that this report is being used to settle political scores. It's being used politically for non-political reasons, as the entire report touches the detail about her letter. We are also taking it forward and are seeking expert legal opinion on what we need to do to tackle this politically motivated report, said Banan. The multi-crore solar energy investment fraud that rocked then Umman Chandi government in 2013 was led by Sarita Nair and her partner Biju Radhakrishnan. On November 9, the Pinarayi Vijayan government placed the Justice G. Shivarajan Judicial Probe report that indicts the office of Chandi in the assembly. The contents of the report have come under fire from the Congress leadership, as they say the probe was based largely on what they claim to be forged letter by Sarita Nair, which claims she was sexually exploited and she paid bribes to leaders like Umman Chandi, his cabinet colleagues, legislators and other leaders. The veracity of the letter has already been questioned, as well as the credibility of Sarita Nair. She on a few occasions changed her statements, police said. Umman Chandi and others got a boost when the Congress High Command backed them. Ummanchandi and others are waiting to see what the next move of the police probe will be. News Desk, Jeevan.
Thiruvananthapuram has the highest number of pending POSCO cases in the state, despite being one of the 3 districts with a special court for women and children. The POSCO Act 2012 was framed in order to effectively address sexual abuse and exploitation of children.
Of the 539 cases, 487 cases or over 90% of the cases are pending. And in the 52 cases settled, the accused were convicted only in 8 cases, and shockingly, it was only in single case the compensation was granted to the victim. If only less than 10% of the cases were settled in Capital District, here is how the other 2 districts with special courts have fared in settling POSCO cases: Ernakulam 55.8% and Kozhikode 33.15%. Even districts like Malappuram, Wayanad and Idukki, with only additional sessions court to try child-related cases, have done considerably better. Delaying in filling the charge sheet, the legal loopholes tapped by the accused and his team to stop proceedings, and failure to establish special courts and special juvenile police units were the major ones. News Desk, Jeevan.
A girl student of Kozhikode Mukkam KMCT College reportedly committed suicide by jumping down from the top of the college building on Wednesday. The dead has been identified as Thrissur native and 4th-year MBBS student Ushmila. The student, who had sustained serious bone injuries, has been admitted to the critical care unit of KMCT Medical College. The death happened when she was here under treatment. The exact reason for the suicide is not known. The police have reached the spot and started investigation. Okay. Optimism will mingle with curiosity when the revamped Indian Super League's 4th season kicks off here tomorrow, with more teams and home ground players seeking to cash in on the euphoria generated by the country's maiden FIFA event. The ISL will now be a 4th-month drill, double the length of the previous 3 editions. Defending champions ATK and Kerala Blasters, who lost to the re-entrenched unit from the Eastern India in last year's summit shutdown, will restart proceedings at Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium, the venue for the 2016 final. Before we wind up, let's have a look at the headlines once again. Kodiyeri vehemently criticizes CPM, staying away from cabinet meet unusual. CPI defends move through Janayugam editorial. Kattakambur land encroachment, Revenue Minister gives clean chit to Joyce George, will re-examine Devikulam sub-collector's order. Jishnu Pranoy case, Supreme Court wraps government. Supreme Court dismisses P. Krishnadasan's plea, seeks report from government. PADMAVATI ROW Karni Sena threatens to cut Deepika Padukone's nose. Release cause serious law and order issues, says UP government. Revamped ISL set for kick-off in Kochi. ATK face Kerala Blasters in opener. India-Sri Lanka match called off due to bad light. And that's all for today's news. Thank you for watching and good night.